Well, welcome back. I'm here with Tim Harrison. Tim is founder and CEO of Harrison Financial Services. Tim, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
We've known each other. We've worked together throughout the last few years, and I've gotten to really know your company and a lot of it from the philanthropic side and how you're giving back, but also just what you do to help businesses, individuals, and organizations. Mm-hmm. But before we go there, let's just talk about how did this all come to be?
Sure. Yeah. Well, essentially, when I had a paper route and I was a youngster, started out and just was working hard as a young kid. My dad got me started in a mutual fund, and I started putting money every month into a fund, and I'd track it in my journal that I kept, and it was fun to watch those numbers go up. And it was in the 90s, so the market was like this, and yeah. I got excited about it. So that's what started it out. And then I was doing construction and carrying blocks and bricks and mixing mud, doing heavy weight, and loved the sun, and was earning some cash in high school, and decided, you know what, I don't want to be doing that when I'm 65 years old. I saw these guys carrying blocks and bricks at older ages, and decided I don't want to be in that spot. So I got serious about college, and basically at 18 got started in this, started the business.
Yeah, I always find it interesting because you see people, and I look at you and have been to some of your events, which are awesome, and everybody starts someplace. So, and how you get into the business. So let's ask this question: who is Harrison Financial Services, and who do you serve?
Sure. Yeah. So our company is a firm that focuses on helping business owners, successful C-suite type executives, a lot of senior professionals. So decision makers is the way I would put it, under an umbrella, if you will. And our purpose is to help families to build a better life, legacy, and community. We happen to be in the financial planning business, but the reality is we do so much more than just help people with their plans and their investments and insurance and implementing those plans. So we've expanded that a little bit.
Yeah, and you really, just through our conversations and meeting with your team, which you have an amazing team, is really kind of understanding who the client is, and I don't even want to call them a client necessarily, because you're really developing this relationship and guiding them through their life and their finances, which is a touchy subject. It can be, yeah.
Yeah, it really can be. And especially, and what I would say is, just over the years, what I've noticed is I've seen some families that have significant wealth, but their life is somewhat in shambles in certain areas or aspects. And so we've tried to really understand that it's not just about their money, it's about your whole life, your life 360 we call it, and trying to work with them not just on, again, the financial piece, but hopefully some of their relationships and philanthropy and helping everything come together in a way that it's harmonious, if you will, and hopefully have a good quality of life and balance, I guess I'll call it.
Yeah.
Life blend.
Because I know philanthropy and legacy planning is kind of what you focus on. Again, you focus on a lot of things, but that's like a big thing, like we were talking about, because people want to leave something and they want to contribute while they're here, but they don't necessarily know how to, and you really help with that on that level.
Yeah, we have a good group of foundation clients in town, and I think the common denominator, a lot of our clients, they want to have and be good stewards of their wealth. Yeah. They've built this business or whatever it is that got them to where they are, and now they want to make sure, how do I create a legacy in a way that it's meaningful and it lasts beyond me for my kids or children, grandkids, charities, the community. Yeah. Everybody's got a love for something, and so we're trying to basically help them understand the differences between things like charitable foundations or donor-advised funds or charitable checkbooks. Like, what do all those mean? And you may know what you want to impact, although some people are not as clear about exactly what that is, but try to hone in on what that is and then help them come up with a strategy or plan on doing something more than just the annual checks to friends who asked for a table or,
sure.
I think a lot of people they get asked to do things and they write a few checks, and then, but toward the end of life, it seems like people want more than that. They want to know, what impact am I actually able to make, and difference can I make, and how do I do that in the best way? So we try to stay up here on the mission, vision, values, what do I want to do and why, and then not bore them, if you will, with the below the line details. That's our role, and hopefully we can say these are the best things to accomplish the objective.
And I know we did a little gathering last fall, Women in Philanthropy, and I learned so much from that, just that gathering, and then we're going to do another one this fall. But you do mention some stuff, especially I think with women as well, is, we're on our journey, whether we're single or married or, divorced or widowed. I mean, we can make a huge impact. And when we look at our financial situation and how we want to give back to the community, you talked about the charitable checkbook a little bit, and that's just getting started as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the big, and then you've got just kind of the getting started piece.
Right. And I'll just say with what you're saying, I agree. And one thing we've noticed is, although there's about half the wealth in this country that is with women, I would say it's a very underserved focus area. And what we found in doing some highlighted topics with women only is that they feel underserved. They may or may not feel like there's a lot of folks who are just focused on talking with them about what they want to do, whether it be philanthropy or otherwise. So
sure.
We're really focused on that and trying to deliver more content and have more, even some of our women advisors who can help serve them also, whether it be a divorce situation, whether it be a charitable organization. So we're working on that.
Yeah, you really kind of go the gamut. And again, it's been so great just to get to know you, know your team, know your business. Anything, as we wrap up in the next minute or two, anything else that you want to put out there? Because again, I just encourage people to talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important, money's that little subject that sometimes can be uncomfortable. But it doesn't have to be.
No, I agree. Probably the only other thing I would say is we've really tried to look at our audience of successful families and say, how do we best serve them? And so one thing I've realized is it needs to be multi-generational in our firm as well, and we want to have a business that continues on beyond me. So we have younger advisors and team members in their 20s. We have members up in, let's say, through their 60s. We have many credentials, postgraduate credentials from MBAs and CFAs, and I'll call it the alphabet soup of all the things you'd expect from a high quality professional. But I think it's just as important that they have the intuition and the ability to just get to know people on a human level, basically, and be able to talk to anybody. And so that's what I would say. Yeah.
And then again, as we wrap up, it is, having that financial piece, which can be, it's great, but it can also be a little uncomfortable. But having that in place and being able to have a conversation about that and really kind of know where that piece in your life fits and be comfortable with it. I mean, it just, first of all, it takes a lot of stress off of everything.
Example today, so I had a successful family, they sold their business, but even though they might, in some people's minds, have plenty of money, it was really helpful for them to get clarity around, well, how much is it going to take to live the way I want to live, all the way throughout my life, gifts to kids, charities, and it gives people a lot of peace of mind to know that, and then try to figure out how do I best, again, be a steward of that for what I want to accomplish. So I appreciate you taking time.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I love it. I got a great article in the June issue of Metro Magazine, so please check it out. And we'll have you back on soon. So
Awesome.
thanks again. All right, we will be right back.